Dreaming of a career in journalism, television, or digital media? Join Cityscope Technical Training College and gain hands-on training in television production, journalism and news production, and digital media and content creation. Learn from experienced media professionals and develop the practical skills needed to succeed in today's fast-growing media. Enroll today and start your journey toward a rewarding media career. For inquiries, call 0726 324 028 or email us at cityscopetv@gmail.com or visit our website at www.cityscopemediacenter.co.ke. Cityscope Technical Training College. Think, believe, and achieve.
Wang jowi mar Cityscope obagonu chenro mar dendo kod pako chieng' tich abich tarik 17 dwe mar abiriyo higani. Riwri kod Joyful Singers Band e pako Nyasaye kochakore saa 3:30 mar odhiambo nyaka okinyi. Gwedhri kod wende mamit mag pako Nyasaye kikeloni kod jawer Eva Atieno.
Mono mari mochopa kawuono kapingi osiepna yo.
Kod injili kaachiel gi lamo mar tipo maloko ngima. Inyalo luwo chenro ma kamae kokalo e wang jowi mari mar Cityscope kata kokalo e mbui meko mag YouTube kod Facebook. The Joyful Singers Band Worship Experience. Otieno achiel, Nyasaye achiel, gweth mogundho. Kik bayi.
Dreaming of a career in journalism, television, or digital media? Join Cityscope Technical Training College and gain hands-on training in television production, journalism and news production, and digital media and content creation. Learn from experienced media professionals and develop the practical skills needed to succeed in today's fast-growing media. Enroll today and start your journey toward a rewarding media career. For inquiries, call 0726 324 028 or email us at cityscopetv@gmail.com or visit our website at www.cityscopemediacenter.co.ke. Cityscope Technical Training College. Think, believe, and achieve. Dreaming of a career in journalism, television, or digital media? Join Cityscope Technical Training College and gain hands-on training in television production, journalism and news production, and digital media and content creation. Learn from experienced media professionals and develop the practical skills needed to succeed in today's fast-growing media. Enroll today and start your journey toward a rewarding media career. For inquiries, call 0726 324 028 or email us at cityscopetv@gmail.com or visit our website at www.cityscopemediacenter.co.ke. Cityscope Technical Training College. Think, believe, and achieve.
Good afternoon and welcome to our Agriculture Show. My name is Byron Musoda.
My name is Nerea Odhiambo.
And today in Nerea we want to discuss about the poultry farming, and we will be based on particularly the kienyeji poultry farming. And if we can start is that many farmers are outside there, they want to continue with the poultry keeping, but they don't have some skills or the capability to know how to go about it. And if we can just to start, maybe want to explain to him or her, a farmer outside there who want to start these farming activities of poultry, more so the kienyeji one, but he or she doesn't have some capital to start or funds to start the project. And maybe when I ask you what some capital is needed or what amount of capital is needed to start a kienyeji poultry farming?
I can say roughly at amount of 10 to 30,000 shillings can help. You know, this 30,000 or 10,000 shillings, it will cater for simple housing. That one for the beginners. Simple housing, we have feeders and drinkers, also food. And the same amount of money, it is going to cater for the chicken that you are going to buy. Yeah, you know, if you have that total amount, you can buy a very good number of kienyeji chicken, and you can also build a very simple house when you are starting. And inside there, you will need some feeders, or the drinkers, and even medicine, the vaccines, yeah, that you will use to treat them while they are sick. Yeah, and also by starting small, you will gain a good experience that will later help you to handle a big number of chicken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, because when starting agriculture, also with the poultry farming, and it is the easiest project you can do.
Yeah.
Because if it needs a range of 10 to 30,000, meaning if you have 11,000, 12,000, 13,000, you can just start a project of poultry farming and you can expand it. They we have said that you can start, then you can expand it later, because you waste once a year, have an expand you. So that amount of 10 to 30,000, it includes the feeding, the drinks, the feeds, the water, the vaccination, and it doesn't need a big house or whatever. Just a simple house you can have, so that you can have your project of poultry farming, the Kienyeji one. And this is the easiest. When you compare the Kienyeji poultry farming and the improved one, it seems to be to keep a Kienyeji poultry is easiest, because it doesn't need those big thing, big house, whatever. But it only requires a small maintenance, which capital of 10 to 30,000, the way you have said.
Yeah, yes. And the Kenyan poultry farming, it is practiced everywhere, mostly in our African home. Yes. Even in your home, your mom or whoever you are living with, they keep those chicken in some small rooms.
Yes.
You can even share a house with them. But this one is professionally. When you want to start yours, that will help you benefit a lot. You can structure a very simple house that will help you keep them. Yeah.
Yes, you can just have a small place where you can keep your poultry. Just a small space, because it doesn't require a big space and whatever. When you see the improved ones, they need a lot of things, feeds, whatever. But this our Kienyeji poultry, they just require some normal feeds. Kama kuna mahindi, kama kuna hizo soda, you can just give.
Even the leftovers.
Actually, yeah.
And talking about vaccine and medicine, in our homes, they don't even need those professional. They are given some herbs. Yeah.
Herbs hiyo nasikia kuna hiyo makonge pia inasaidia. Just simple, and you have your project of poultry farming Kienyeji. And as we're discussing it, maybe a farmer may need to know, yes, I want to start this poultry Kienyeji farming. But there are several types or the species of this Kienyeji farming. And if I can ask you, you can mention some of these species or types of the Kienyeji poultry.
Yeah, the most known ones are curry. Yes. Curry improved Kienyeji. Yes. And we also have the broiler. Yes. We have the rainbow roasters and sasso. These ones, they grow faster traditionally, and they are indigenous chickens. Yes. And maintaining them is very easy. They also have good meat. Yes. Yeah, compared to the improved one. Yes. Yeah, you can find them, those places that are specifically for buying the chicken. Yes. Yeah.
When you talk about this one, what you have mentioned, the curry one, you see when you keep curry is a type of a poultry, Kienyeji one. When you have them, actually the maintenance is very easy. As we have talked about that, in terms of feeds, you can just give them the leftovers, the maize, the sorghums, and they grow faster compared to when you have your improved one. When you have improved poultry and the curry one, the curry grows faster than, because when you chakula, they just have the weight, the good weight, and you can gain a lot of profits from them.
Yeah, and yes. I also think they give the best egg production.
In fact, the curry one, when you go where they are producing some of the eggs, they can lay a range of 10 to 14 eggs. Meaning, there is an advantage of rearing this type of kienyeji poultry carry on, because they produce a lot of eggs, and you can have both eggs and meat of them at the same time.
And I also think they are resistant to diseases.
Actually, when you talk about the kienyeji, kumaanisha the kienyeji, when you mention something kienyeji, it's something that in any environment can fit. Si rahisi kupata na hizo magonjwa, but for you a farmer, becoming a professional farmer, you must have some additional vaccination so that at least your quality and quantity yao ikuwe sawa. Yes. Again, when we proceed, maybe a farmer may want to know, now I want to set a project on kienyeji poultry farming, and maybe what number of kitchen or chicken that I can start with, the number of poultry that I can keep on a simple house, what exact number that can I start with?
When you say the number to start something,
Yes.
you don't need too much. Yeah, you just pick something that you can manage. But a number of 20 to 50 is manageable.
Yes.
And it is advisable. This one, it helps to minimize financial risk. You can manage it, you can feed it properly. Yeah, something manageable.
Because when you have a great number of those, because you are a beginner, you want to begin your project, and maybe you want to start with the highest number, 50 to 70 poultry, you can, because the management will not be easy. Again, the feeding, the providence of the house, whatever, the drinks will be somehow bulky to you, and you may end up giving up in your project. So it is quite advisable that you can start with a small number of poultry as we are proceeding, so that the project can extend. Yes.
Yeah, and when you also like we have stated that when you want to start, you can make a simple house. So for example, I can, if I want to start my own, then I build a small house for them. Then I go look for a big number and put inside there. What am I even doing?
Happy, because number one, there will be overcrowding there, and when they are overcrowded, is another community. They start accumulating as one point and whatever, so there will not be sufficient oxygen, and the ventilation will not be enough for them because of overcrowding. So it is advisable to start with the less number, so that as they increasing number, inakupea time ya kujipanga, so that we can increase your house again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and also when you are starting and you have many chickens, where will you get food? And you are just
You are a beginner, because you don't have some finances to buy those feeds. You don't have enough space to keep those poultry. So it is quite advisable that when you want to start as a beginner, just start with the less number, approximately 20 to 50 poultry or the chickens. Yeah. And maybe when we can proceed and we advise our farmer. Maybe, for example, you have that project and zimeweza grow, the chickens zimeweza kuwa, and maybe a farmer wants to know what vaccination that we can give to them, so that they can wasipatwe na yale magonjwa, maybe what can you give, what advice can you give a farmer during the vaccination?
During the vaccination,
Yes.
first the farmer should know the kind of disease that the chicken is having. Chicken, they also have some diseases like Newcastle,
Yes.
Gumboro, and fowlpox.
Yes.
And before you deliver a vaccine to a chicken, you must know what is the chicken suffering from.
Actually.
Yeah.
Also, you must consider the age. For example, we have the 7 days you can treat for the Newcastle disease, 14 days Gumboro, 21 days also Gumboro booster. Then we have 28 days Newcastle booster. Then we have 8 weeks fowlpox. Then you continue with Newcastle even 2 to 3 months actually.
Yeah.
And when you vaccinate your poultry, I think you can harvest from there, because ukitibu watakuwa nakula vizuri, they will have the appetite, they will be active. and they will have those good production in both meats and eggs. Yeah, most of the kienyeji, by the way, when you maintain well this our kienyeji poultry, you can have advantage because they wamezoea kukuachiliwa hivyo. What about when you maintain them? You can harvest a good profit from them, both meat and eggs. Yes.
Yeah, they can do better.
Yes.
They can do best. You know, for example, in our homes,
Yes.
those hours they are always just left, but they, you know, some of them they do perform well in the production. Yeah. So think of if they are well taken care of, what will happen? Yeah.
That's why we are here to impact the professionalism of growing our kienyeji, not that a traditional one, but now we are in a professionalism. Again, from 0 to 8 weeks, you can just give them the chick mash. Also, from 8 to 18 weeks, you give them grower mash that boosts their protein in them. Again, from that, you can continue by giving them a layer. Those poultry that's also, you know, in our project of poultry farming, we based on kienyeji. Now we have both the broilers and layers. So you must also provide for them the layer mash also, and so that you can harvest the eggs. You know, when you provide those meat feeds to them, you can harvest actually, because in traditional ones, tumewachilia tu watembee tu, they get anything to eat. But what if you provide for them the layer mash and all those? You can really harvest a lot from them.
And maybe a farmer may be asking where to get this kind of feed to provide for their chicken.
Yes, you can go to the agrovets. There are a lot of feeds there, and you must be specific what feeds actually you're going to buy, because you must have the skills and knowledge on the types of feed that you are going to buy. Because maybe you are going to buy the layer mash and you unapewa the grower mash. So there's a confusion there. As you are paying, you are expecting this result, kuminakuja the negative. So you must have the skills and knowledge on feeds that you are going to buy.
The key thing that they should know the age of the chicken, so that when you go there and you say when you want to be given a grower mash, you should simply know that this one is for the ones that are still growing. If you are given layer mash, you see this one is for egg layers or the broilers.
Yeah, I think the age is now the key factor there, because you should know the number of age. If faranga zangu ziko the certain age, I should give them the following feed, so that si unapea ile when you go 8 weeks old, unaipea kwa 7 days. For 7 days, you might be confused now. Sasa hii inakuwa na it can also be affected with that type of feed that we are giving to them. Again, a farmer may ask this question: how long before kienyeji chicks start laying eggs? So you have your kienyeji project there, and you are counting hii kuku yangu itataga for how long itaanza kutaga, kwa sababu ulinunua ikiwa kama kakifaranga kadogo. But now you are calculating, a farmer they want to start a project on the same, and now I calculate how long does he will wait or she will wait so that ianze kutaga.
And before that, you know, the period in which your chicken is going to start laying eggs, it also depends how you are taking good care of it.
Actually, yeah.
Whether you are taking good care of it or not. You know, a chicken that is well taken care of, it can take about 5 to 6 months. Then it starts laying eggs. But in a normal situation, they take 20 to 24 weeks when they start it. Yeah.
So it depends how the maintenance, the feeding, the drinks, and the condition of the house, also the cleanliness in the house. By the way, when you maintain this all, including feedings, drinks, and also the vaccination, the exact number of to start laying itakuwa reduced. Maybe kama zilikuwa taka zianze after 8 weeks, now zitaanza after 6 weeks ndio zinaanza kutaga. So it depends by how you maintain them, the feeds and whatever. So you must consider, as a farmer, maybe a farmer is also there, amefuga the kienyeji ones. Now anashanga why I'm waiting for long and our kienyeji wangu hawatagi. The simplest because that your maintenance, wape chakula bora, wapei the place ya kukaa, place ya kulala pako pachafu, also the drinks, also the balancing of the fields you must also consider so that you can harvest eggs as early as possible.
And to my viewer, we are going to take a commercial break and we'll be right back to continue impacting your knowledge on poultry farming.
Dreaming of a career in journalism, television, or digital media? Join Cityscope Technical Training College and gain hands-on training in television production, journalism and news production, and digital media and content creation. Learn from experienced media professionals and develop the practical skills needed to succeed in today's fast-growing media. Enroll today and start your journey toward a rewarding media career. For inquiries, call 0726 324 028 or email us at cityscopetv@gmail.com or visit our website at www.cityscopemediacenter.co.ke. Cityscope Technical Training College. Think, believe, and achieve.
Be in gi lek mar bedo jafuambo, jalendo e wang' jowi, kata jalony e weche mag mbui. Riwri kod kar tiegruok mar Cityscope mondo iyud lony e chano chenro mag wang' jowi, fuambo kod puodho weche manyien moyiedhi. Yud puonj kowuok kuom jolony magwa mondo ibed gi ng'eyo mang'eny e weche mag fuambo. Ndikri kaka achiel kuom jopuonjre mondo mi ichak wuodhi mar bedo jafuambo. Mondo ing'e mathoth, ywanwa tol kokalo e namba 0726324028 kata tudri kodwa email marwa maya cityscopetv@gmail.com kata www.cityscopemediacenter.co.ke. Cityscope Training College. Think, believe, achieve.
Welcome back to our agriculture show, and we are proceeding with how to keep the poultry farming, mostly the kienyeji one. And maybe now at this point we can have a farmer who has continued with the project, and she or he has reached a position where the kienyeji zimekuwa mingi. Now he or she is wondering now, sasa kama wamekuwa wengi hivi, how can I reduce the cost of buying the feeds? And maybe if Narea can explain to this, how can a farmer reduce that cost of buying the feeds day and night? Now we have the project in expand. The point wamekuwa wengi, sasa the amount of money inatakikana to buy those feeds imekuwa increased. How can a farmer reduce the cost of buying those feeds?
One of the ways a farmer can reduce the cost of buying feeds, first of all, there is something called free range. Mostly in spacious home, you see when you want to construct the house for the chicken, or I can say to those people with spacious home, when your home is fenced, so you can just free your chicken. They feed everywhere, so that they walk around, they get worms, they feed on, they get grass, they feed on. That's one way of helping to reduce the number of feed that the farmer should buy. Second one, you can also give them your leftovers. No, it is not a matter you just go and buy the feeds from the agrovet. You can also give them your leftovers. You can give them your maize, millet, the leftover ugalis. You can also plant your own vegetables, for example, skum. Have you seen a case where chicken they are given skum?
Yes, actually.
You cut them, you throw to them.
Yeah,
that one can also help,
So in short that you see how to keep Kenyan farming, the Kenyan poultry is very easy because you don't need to go and buy those feeds because now the project will expand. You can just give them maize, sorghum, and the leftovers and the skumas. Naria is saying because maybe a farmer may wonder why mbona wanakula skuma. The reason why we give them skuma is simply because to keep them busy. When they are place overcrowded, when you give them skuma wiki, when they feed them, they keep them busy. And actually, it's one way to reduce the cost of buying the feeds because those feeds are very expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, but when you have a tactic to consider of maybe umeweka hii mahindi kidogo, I will give my poultry or the sorghum, they feed anything. Or if you have those termites, mutual, you can provide to them and they grow well and you can harvest a lot from them.
My infants, they give them omena.
Yes, probably. In fact, I asked, why do you give the chicken omena? And my grandmother answered me saying that, mbona unakula omena? So I wondered, also you can provide for them omena, maybe those omena can provide them the protein in them. And there is an omena, by the way.
Yeah. And those things called ochona.
Ochona also you can give them. When they eat, in fact, ukiwapea hizo omena uchunga zinafurahia kabisa. The moment they eat, they feel well and they can increase their production, both eggs and meat. That's why you see in our traditional, in our indigenous poultry at home, unaona kama ni babu ama mzee or grandmother anaweza chimba hiyo mchwa then anakupea place wako. That's the one way to reduce the cost of buying the feeds.
And also when you don't have those drinkers, you can, if you have your container, you can cut it. Then the remaining part you put water. The water you can add some herbs, the traditional herbs. They act as medicine. That one can also help reduce the money you
the cost of buying those containers.
Yeah, and also those vaccination. Yeah.
In fact, I see the Kenyan poultry farming is very easy to keep. In fact, when you compare the improved poultry and the Kenyan, when you compare, there's a lot of difference because this improved one, they will need the vaccination which you buy. But our Kenyan, just normal herbs, the sisal water, you can just give them. You can provide them with the vegetables, whatever, and they grow well, healthy. Hakuna ugonjwa utawashika kwa sababu the improved one ukiwapea hiyo haziko sawa na hiyo.
And also out of topic, I think when it comes to eating, when you cook kienyeji and you also cook improved, when you compare them, the kienyeji is very delicious. Yeah, it's very sweet compared to the improved one.
Actually, in fact, in most of the hotels now, when you go there, wanasema mimi nataka kienyeji. Why? Because they are ziko sweet compared to improved one. Because kama yellowish, hata ukiona you can imagine. Because of the maintenance and what they feed on, they're just natural. Unajua wasa wakiwachilia wakitembea, they eat everything. Compared the improved one, zimekuwa restricted in a one place in a house, zinakuwa provided with one meal. Unaweza pata kama ni layer match zinakula hiyo. But our kienyeji one, they can eat the termites, the sorghum, the maize, which keeps them strong and healthy and very delicious when you cook them. Yes.
And someone to a farmer who is keeping poultry, sometimes he or she may wonder, why my chicken has stopped laying eggs. In some circumstances, a chicken may stop laying eggs, and the farmer will be wondering what is wrong. What could be the possible reason, and how can someone know, and what can a farmer do once he or she notices that the chicken has stopped laying eggs?
Yes, it is a normal case in our farming, most of the poultry farming, based on kienyeji. It reaches a time where now our poultry wameacha kutaka kabisa. In such a case, The reason could be maybe the maintenance, the feedings, how you give them the feedings, the cleanliness of their house, how you vaccinate them. Actually, the most reason why this our poultry may fail to lay eggs is that the types of feedings that we are giving to them. You know, you can't say that every day you are giving them the leftovers of ugali and nini, then you expect them to lay eggs. How is it? So you must balance. If you have given them the leftovers of ugali, next day give them sorghum, give them maize, and you could see the changes in laying. Because ukisema tu now this chicken nataka niwape ugali one meal, they can't lay eggs, and you might see them growing faster in weight, in whatever. They are very healthy, but they are not laying eggs. The reason is just the feeding that we are giving to them, the maintenance. But do you know that even the cleanness inachangia kwa kutaga mayai? When a poultry imekuwa kwa dirty room or dirty house, hiyo harufu inaweza changia wasitage mayai. So you must consider the tidiness of the house, the feed that you are giving to them, the drinks, the vaccination also. Ukiona kama hawataki kwa muda mrefu na you are providing all those, the feedings is well balanced, the drinks is also well balanced, the house is tidy, and yet you are convincing that you may provide all these things to my chicken, yet bado hawataki. You can extend by saying the vaccination. Maybe kuna kitu wanalaka ndani yao, so you can provide for them the vaccination.
And I also think one thing a farmer should know is that sometimes the chicken they get sick, and you know if an egg-laying chicken gets sick, it will stop laying eggs.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. So if you notice the chicken is sick, so don't stress yourself asking why it is not laying. Just know that it is not in a good condition. And also, you know, sometimes they are stressed. Chicken also go through stress. Their stress can be as a result of overcrowding.
Yes.
You know, when the room is too small but they are too much inside there, the chicken will start being stressed. Yeah, and if it was laying egg, it will stop. So a farmer should ensure that the room is well spaced, yeah, and it is clean. There's light inside, you know. They get everything in a possible way they can, you know. Yeah.
Yes, also I can add there that there must be good ventilation, the circulation of air within the house. Also, it's one of the stress to the chicken. Also, the noise. You know, you can't set a poultry house near to the roadside. Hizo magari zikipita, hizo noise nawapea stress. Then they can't lay eggs. Also, the overcrowding as well is said. Wakiwa wengi, they can't lay eggs because of now watakuwa na chakula. The food will not be enough for them because they are remaining in one place. So you must consider all those. Again, the lighting, the room should have enough light for them, because as of ukiwa kwa giza they can't produce well, because kwa giza hawezi ona hata penye food iko. So you must provide good lighting to the house. Yes.
Yeah, and also apart from that, you should ensure the room is very clean. You know, there are those, can I call them insect or parasite?
The termites one.
Parasite. Those ones that you should ensure that the room is, you know, you spray those sprays. Yes. So that the parasite, they are parasites.
You can call them the parasites, so that a farmer can understand it well. Those tiny termites,
Are they lice or
kama ni siafu. Kitu kama siafu, we know they like to attack our poultry, the siafu ones. They like to attack the poultry, and they cause a lot of damage to them. Yeah. Again, now the farmer is having the poultry farming ndio kwa nyumba vizuri, and boom, disease inatokea. Unaona tu wameanza kujikunja place moja and whatever. So how can a farmer prevent this case of diseases to our poultry?
Yeah, you know, it is not all about everything. We should not do Sometimes it's just a little act that matters. For example, just a simple thing like cleanliness, you know. When you put your chicken in a clean area, automatically there will be no diseases. That is first of all. Second is that if you notice there is a sick chicken, kindly isolate it, remove it from underwear, so that it does not spread its infection to others. Yeah, and also you should keep them away from rodents. You know snakes, rodents with snakes.
Yes.
Yeah, they can get inside the house. They attack the chicken, they bite them, they even eat them, and also avoid overcrowding. Yeah, as I've been mentioned, just for a beginner, just take enough chicken that the room will accommodate. Yeah, and if you have expanded your project, then you also expand the house. Yeah, so that we avoid overcrowding. Yeah, and maybe you can add others.
Yeah, the same because it's just normal. You must maintain the cleanness, the feeds also you must maintain the where they are in the house. The house should be tidy, something like that. You must maintain the cleanness in the house. Also, how they overcrowded. You must know the exact number of the chicken in one room. Ukiona kama hii nyumba ni kidogo, just extend a house so that you can project ikiendelea, you remove some from one place to another. Also, isolation. When you realize that there's one of them iko mgonjwa, you must isolate them because ukiacha hapo sema I want to vaccinate it itapoa. Now haitapoa as it will spread to spread infection kwa wengine, and it might cause a lot of loss.
And we should also ensure that the room is dusted to prevent the parasites.
Yes, and now Afama, maybe after this show, Afama now is interested in keeping this our KJG poetry, and she is asking, where can I get the good quality of this now? I want to start by chicks, and I want to expand my project, and maybe if I can ask you, where can a farmer get a good quality chicks to start this project?
You know that where to start the chick?
Where to get this need to acquire? Where penye unaweza buy ama unaweza nunua the nini?
One thing, you can go to your fellow farmer.
Yes.
Who is already going on with this solar project. And secondly, you can go to the market. There are specific places that are specifically for chicken. Yeah.
Yes. In fact, you must trust the source where you're going to get your chicken, because wengine watakudanganya that these my chicks are very good and wanagrow haraka, they don't require so many feeds or whatever. But in reality is that those chickens are very expensive to maintain. You see, when we were discussing about the type of the kienyeji poultry, we say but that kuna kari, maybe ulikuwa unataka kari alafu yanakupea ingine yenye huko unataka, so the maintenance comes very difficult.
Yeah, and you should also go for something you can maintain.
Yes, we must consider as a beginner, just go to something that you can consider. It is easy to keep and it is easy to maintain, because ukiendeza vitu zingine itakusumbua. Just go to the kienyeji one, most preferable, just go to kienyeji. And the most, what we are saying is curry, just go to the curry kienyeji poultry farming. It's very easy to maintain. It doesn't require whatever. It's just simple. Yeah.
And one of farmers or a farmer may be wondering, now that I've done all this and my chicken are ready and they have laid eggs and they're ready to be sold, and he or she may be wondering, where can I take them? Where can I find a reliable market? Where do you think a farmer can take his or her chickens for marketing?
Okay, thank you, Nadia. When you have the chicken poultry farming, also the kienyeji one, what is the market? The market is very ready, because iko na high demand, because people wanapenda kienyeji chicken, because wanaona there are few farmers who keep or ni wanaweka hizi kuku kwa sababu watu wengi wameingilia the improved one, but nowadays people like the kienyeji one. So getting market is very simple. You can just go to the hotel, big hotels, simple hotels. Even the normal person you can also buy. You can also promote a farm with buying one. Yeah.
I think you can take them to the supermarket.
Also supermarket, yes, it's allowed. You can get a market there.
Those big restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, mostly those big restaurants, they're always visited by big people. And big people, when they visit and they place their food on us, they will always demand Kenyan chicken.
Yes.
And in most cases, you find that if they're told that in Asia, they just go. Yeah, they just leave. Yeah.
By now the Kenyan one, they are very expensive poultry, I think. The last one I considered to buy a cock, and it goes around 1,500 a strong cock. So it means that this, when one has a small project around 20 to 50 chickens, he is very rich, or she is very rich.
Yeah.
So I can urge people, farmers there, that please consider this farming project. Most of the poultry Kenyan farming is very interesting. Has a lot of profits. It has a lot of profits, and you can gain a lot from them. Yeah.
And even in the learning institutions,
Yes.
they can buy. When you take there, they prefer them more than the improvement. When they see with the kitchen Kenyan, they tell you to bring for them.
Yes.
And even they also
Yes. I think we say thank you because I know the sign ended, and we want to thank the who was watching us, the program of agriculture. We really wish you to see you improving this agriculture project, also the poultry farming kienyeji. Watu wafuge kuku na tutakuwa na maisha bora.
Yeah, and you can say just take what you have said into action. Start Kenyan farming today. Yeah.
Yes, thank you for viewing us, for watching us. My name is Byron Musoja.
I'm Nerea Odhiambo.
Fuge kuku.
Wang jowi mar Cityscope obagonu chenro mar dendo kod pako chieng' tich abich tarik 17 dwe mar abiriyo higani. Riwri kod Joyful Singers Band e pako Nyasaye kochakore saa 3:30 mar odhiambo nyaka okinyi. Gwedhri kod wende mamit mag pako Nyasaye kikeloni kod jawer Eva Atieno.
Mono mari mochopa kawuono kapingi osiepna yo.